I'm starting this video here to show you how compact this container vegetable garden is at its fullest. It is only 8 by 8 feet or 64 square feet in total. I will show you planting cucumbers and the progression of an indeterminate tomato plant that grew about 10 feet tall and 6 feet wide. This large indeterminate cherry tomato is called the Super Sweet 100. The tomatoes are exceptionally tasty and the plant is a prolific producer. This is the beginning of my small garden. The steel containers are 1-foot high converted livestock troughs. The youngsters are muncher cucumbers grown from seed. I applied Miracle-Gro tomato food to the soil as per directions on the package about every 3 months. Here I'm adding gypsum to boost calcium and sulfur. During the growing season, I amend the soil every 10 or 12 days. When either the tomato or cucumber plant reaches 3 feet tall, I increase the amount of gypsum to 1/8 a cup per plant every 10 or 12 days. Gypsum is available at most garden centers. Once again, in my experience, the sulfur and calcium in it are important for the strength and health of tomatoes and cucumbers. This is because cucumbers and tomatoes can be prolific fruiters with large appetites for these elements and growing very quickly. Adding gypsum does not burn your plant or its roots, by the way. I make my own potting soil from compost. It has earthworms in it. If you use commercial bags of potting soil, I would consider digging soil around your area and collecting earthworms to add to it. They're really beneficial. Gypsum is available at most garden centers. Once again, in my experience, the sulfur and calcium in it are important for the strength and health of tomatoes and cucumbers, as they are heavy feeders. The seedlings' roots are shallow, therefore the potting soil is watered lightly so the gypsum doesn't sink below their root depth. Trellises are important for vining cucumbers. Here to the left and right of the screen, a single panel of white nylon netting is used to support the cucumber vines. The green nylon netting in the back is used to hold up the indeterminate cherry tomato. The green netting panels are spaced 2 feet apart to support the indeterminate tomato plant. Indeterminate means that the tomato plant can grow and reach a very large size and may live for many seasons. I used a 20% shade cloth when the temperatures approached the mid-90s. If you look at the position of the shade cloth closely, you can see that it is directly over the cucumbers and not the tomatoes. I mention this because in my experience, cucumber plants are more adversely affected by higher temperature than tomatoes. The tomato vine was woven into the trellis as it grew. I trimmed it back as little as possible. I do not trim away the plant's non-fruiting branches known as suckers. Sun scald, splitting, and blossom end rot can result from excessively hot summer sunshine, which frequents my growing zone here in 10A. I guess I'm saying that those non-productive suckers keep my tomatoes made in the shade. The tomato vines were trained for the first 4 feet or so, and after that they climbed on their own, requiring very little trimming. The muncher cucumber vines yielded well over 100 cucumbers in total. Very productive. Here is one of many good harvests. I harvested hundreds of cherry tomatoes over the months. This bountiful plant kept giving me pickable fruit every 2 or 3 days. You may be wondering why this small garden looks like a cage. I built it to protect my vegetables from the pirates and plunderers known as rodents. I have used and continue to use plastic netting in other parts of my yard, but I know that the fruit-loving bandits will, from time to time, chew through it and do some plant chewing and fruit pilfering. And I want to make this clear, no furry bandits or fine-feathered friends were harmed during the making of my vegetables. With this cage, I have not had a breach. It has been 100% effective. It's a very good feeling to know that the fruits of your labor will be there when they are ready to be picked ripe from the vine. With that said, I will put a link to making this small garden cage in the video's description. Cucumber tomato salad. Been eating these a lot this summer. These are so good. They're addictive. They're really good. Called the Muncher. It's a nice salad. I'm going to say it weighs about 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds. Real nice, juicy. Get in there, see if I can keep it focused. There we go. That's it. That's fresh. Fresh off the vine. Just picked. Tasty, tasty. There are more details in this video's description and a tip for new cucumber and tomato growers. And thank you for watching.